Hey, welcome to the RSL Show. I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Mitch.
And I'm producer Andy.
Yeah,
Old
we're
times.
back again in the basement again. We just ate some pizza, and
It smells foul over there.
yeah, for some reason, who
Yeah.
knows why. Andy said he wasn't going to talk, and he's already talking.
Yeah, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're gonna do like a recap of since the last time we talked, but really the month of May. Lots going on in the RSL world. Heck of a game last night.
Before we do that, you know what sounds really good, Josh? Is breakfast. Do you like breakfast?
I do love
That
breakfast.
it's not even a good transition.
What are you doing?
We're just gonna plug the Park Cafe.
Okay, good. Okay.
Do you like eating breakfast, Josh?
You know, it's one of my favorite meals of the day. It's obviously the most important.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, I actually watched a video about how the dude who pitched breakfast as actually, let's not get into that because it's a big conspiracy and it actually leads to the CIA doing some horrible things. But if you're listening to this podcast and you need your fill, breakfast, where's the place to go, Josh?
You know, you could go to McDonald's, but you'll feel like crap.
Yeah.
You know, so I think you should go down to the Park Cafe. What do you think, Andy?
I would agree with that.
What would you order?
I would order the double play is my favorite, or the Gustavo's burrito.
Ooh, good choices. I'm all about, the French toast foolishness or the double play. Scrambled hard. Gotta have scrambled hard eggs.
And for those who are still listening,
Thank you.
make sure to grab a dirty chai. Sean should just call it the Andy special at this point. A little dirty chai? Yeah.
You wish, dude.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day we get our own RSL show special up there.
We
No.
don't eat. No, all of us eat different things there.
I know.
Though.
Well, no, we all eat the double play.
That's true.
Yeah,
We
don't
all
play
eat
is
the
kind of our
double play.
thing.
I do get tortillas, though. Corn tortillas, because obviously.
Wow.
Guys, check out the Park Cafe, a good friend of the podcast, the official, unofficial sponsor since Jake invented this podcast.
This pastacast?
Pastacast.
And now we're going to lead into our favorite Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
We're just here to review restaurants in Salt Lake.
All right, let's talk about Real Salt Lake.
Who?
Yeah,
I don't know who this team is.
dude. We were talking today earlier. Like, I don't know how to feel about this team.
I'm uneasy, right? I'm so happy, but like the fear and anxiety of it going wrong,
Yeah.
like it's there on my shoulder, and I'm just waiting for the day. And I hope it doesn't come because this is fun, but I'm just waiting for the day we're all sad and the world's gone to shit. But as of right now, this is the most fun I've had being an RSL fan since 2013, and even then, someone mentioned this on Twitter, but I think this team just dominates that 2013 team in so many ways. Obviously it's a different era. And
No
whatever.
disrespect, right?
Yeah, there's zero disrespect. It's a different era. The league's entirely different, but just the style and the flair and the way we're winning and the way we're staying in games, it's hard not to love.
Yeah, I think we really just leveled up finally. It's finally the team that we always wanted to have, the style of play that we always talked about, and it is awesome to watch.
We have
It's insane.
We have a guy 1 goal away from Sabo's record. And
That's
we're
so
not even halfway
wild.
through the season.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's absolutely insane.
Already bagged 2 hat-tricks.
So here's a question. Like, looking at especially the last 5 weeks, acknowledging that RSL is now undefeated in the last 13, but the last 5 weeks have seemingly been something kind of ridiculous and special. On the road, from behind, a big win last night. When you say that it's better than the 2012-2013 team, do you mean the tactics and style of play are better, or do you mean the execution and individual talent are better?
It's the individual talent and entertainment value across the 18.
Yeah.
Right? We have a young, exciting goalkeeper. We have a veteran goalkeeper that is good most of the time, but he's been giving us fits, right? Still entertaining. I think the one position from the 2013 team that would play now on this team is Nick Raimondo.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, right?
Yeah.
We have two stud center backs that are very similar to Borch's.
Dude,
all the way.
I'd put Tony Beltran on the right.
Absolutely. But then, and no disrespect again to Beckerman or any of these other guys.
Yeah.
But the way our midfield's playing right now, it's absolutely ridiculous. And the pure entertainment we're getting out of our attacking four, even like Javi, I don't even know if Javi could have kept up with these guys.
I don't think Javi fits. So this is why I asked that. This is why I asked that question, right?
Sure.
Because tactically, it's an entirely different
Yes.
setup, the way we're executing. I noticed last night there were half a dozen times probably, and it actually reminds me of Rooney at United the last couple of years that it was United. So deep, dude. I look down and Chicho is 40 yards behind the forwards.
Oh,
and I'm like,
take a look at his heat map.
Yeah,
his heat map is the entire attacking half, and then a little bit of the midfield third going into our defensive third.
It's
insane.
Absolutely insane. But I thought a lot about like Pablo and his evolution from Colorado
Yes.
to his like first year, second year, third year here. And somebody mentioned this on Twitter too. It's kind of amazing to me that as a coach, he has evolved the way that he has, the way that we've seen him evolve, especially over the last 3 years.
Well, we kind of touched on this on the last episode, but I give a lot of flowers to his new staff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think his new
Yeah.
staff is really pushing Pablo and pushing the team. That they're all challenging each other to make the team better instead of, maybe the old staff, really wouldn't push Pablo on their ideas. Maybe he wasn't as receptive because they weren't his guys. Something's different there.
Yeah.
Even the Hablo with Pablo segments that the team's putting out, you see the chemistry between the staff. Even,
Yeah.
Right? And that's something I'm not used to seeing.
Yeah.
No, you just see chemistry all over the board, on the field and the staff, and it's really fun. I'm having so much fun watching RSL, and I don't think I would have ever said that.
Are you an RSL fan now?
No, not per
Stop.
se.
Just shut up.
He said he
No.
said he was last
You
I
episode.
don't
are.
know what's going on with you guys.
He wants
but
a
no.
jersey now.
No, not really.
Yeah, you
but,
do.
Stop it. You troll.
Rotterdam till I die, man. I can't help it.
You can have two teams, Mitchell.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does it feel like this team versus like the 2012, 2013, to me, I have this sense of this team right now currently could beat any team or at least go head-to-head with any team in MLS. Did you guys have the same feeling on the 2012, 2013 team, or was there still doubt in your mind about any specific pair-ups? Because right now I feel like we could go toe-to-toe with anyone, and we can beat a team like, Inter Miami.
I'll start there. In 2013, it was a really good year for us, but we still needed a lot of extra magic in the playoffs. I don't know that we were how do I put this? We weren't thoroughly better than anyone in the league, right? And I don't think we felt comfortable playing anybody, like as fans. So yeah, I do feel that way. Especially, LA Galaxy back then, right? Like Robbie Keane. Yeah, Robbie Keane. He would haunt us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we don't really have that player that we come up against, except maybe Lionel Messi, right? But you're going to say that anytime. But right now I just feel like everyone's looking at us and going, oh, man, they're the team we have to beat now. And like we've kind of seen and heard and talked about ourselves, like we're no longer that underdog, which we were all of 2013.
Is that a scary spot to be in?
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable because we've never been there. That's why it's scary for me.
Jake, what do you feel like? Collectively, we know that the RSL is always the underdog, right?
Yeah.
Players, spending, even coverage from the league. So now that we're not the underdog, how does that make you feel? And Mitch,
Yeah,
too?
I don't know. It actually feels really similar in a way to 2011, maybe like 10, 11, 12, when RSL was on that CONCACAF run. It was like MLS for RSL was the thing, right?
Yeah, but that was just because of CONCACAF.
Sure, but knowing what we know at that time we had like roster exceptions, salary cap exceptions. They were letting us stack the deck to make a deep run into CONCACAF. And that team was, I mean, it felt like we were unbeatable at times. And then we lost every championship game we played in 1 year. We lost 3 in a year. And that it sucked all of the life out of this team. So yeah, I think we were the favorites, even though it was like small market, whatever. We were still the favorites. This feels different because stylistically, I think there's something really special about this group where it's fun, it's fast, we're pressing high, and the biggest thing to me is it feels like we're not going to quit. Like that, the Jason Christ teams would always lose the big games, as evidenced by the CONCACAF Championship, the US Open Cup, and the MLS Cup within the space of 18 months. There was no bite in that team, and this team feels like it has bite. Like even though we're like favorites right now, I tweeted this after the post game last night. This team knows exactly where they're at. They know they're good, but they know they've done nothing. And like it only matters if we win MLS Cup, because that's all we've got to play for now. The only way this team is any good is if we win the cup.
We kind of feel like Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester 2015-2016 season when they won the league. Like nobody was expecting it. They were the underdog. Even though they were playing good, they were still the underdog. And I kind of feel like that's where RSL is right now.
Yeah, I think Andy might be the only person that thought at the beginning of the year RSL was going to be special. I thought we were in for a year just like last year. Mm-hmm. And they've proven me wrong in every single way. Gomez coming on the way that he has absolutely blows my mind. Because
we've been on him a few times.
Dude, I wanted him gone.
Where he was so frustrating to watch because he takes these big steps and like he kind of seems like a wild Tasmanian devil, just like going all over the field trying to control the ball. But even the last 4 or 5 games, it like tightened up a lot, and he's so good on the ball now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do those weird, crazy, big oversteps and trying to do all this crazy stuff. He just seems like he found his pace and found his place in the team, and it's wild.
It's so fun to watch.
It feels like stars are aligning too, because I mean we've got Diego Luna, who undoubtedly is prime, and I think he'd be great on the USMNT roster. But because reasons unknown or unclarified, he's here with us. And I think that when teams start to heat up or find their feet or really like mesh well with the chemistry that we're seeing, like that's when players start to get pulled away to go play internationally or go play in different tournaments. Yep. And we don't really seem to be plagued by that too much. So I think it's actually working in our favor.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely lose Ojeda to some international duty, Palacio, Gomez, right, at some point, but it'll hopefully all be during international break, so it shouldn't hurt us too bad. And yeah, it's nice that we don't have a whole crop of guys leaving this weekend, right? Everyone's going to get to rest and recover, and yeah, it's all just lining up well.
That's my dog you hear in the background because he was freaking out.
He's going nuts.
Yeah. Dude, that's the thing. The other thing, comparing 2011, 10, 11, 12, think about how many guys we would have gone on international duty regularly.
Well, but it wasn't. So it was Nick and Kyle and Sabo. No, and Will Johnson.
Will Johnson.
Who else would take off? Because I think that was really it. But the difference is that was like our entire spine.
It was it. That was it.
That was
right?
our spine.
Yeah.
Without those guys, we were mediocre.
That's the other thing about this team that I think is a little surprising. Rotationally, deeper than any team RSL has ever had.
And I'll be honest, at the beginning of the season, I didn't feel that way.
No, but think about, like, to the Gomez point, Gomez and Anderson scoring for fun.
Yeah.
Playing hard on both sides of the ball, moving really well, seemingly connected to Chicho in a way that science probably doesn't understand. The way the three of them are moving is unreal. Last night we noted that Brody and Gomez all of the sudden are like telepathically connected and making these 1-2 passes that are just tearing Austin to shreds. It feels like even if Fidel comes in, we don't lose a step. Gozo comes in, we don't lose a step. Bodie Hidalgo comes in, we don't lose a step.
Honestly, to me, Bodie Hidalgo's the starting right back when he's fit. So
I can't disagree with that, but Brody had his best game of the year last night by a mile.
100%. But that's good because maybe, Brody was like, oh, man, Bodie. That's so weird. Brody.
Yeah.
He's getting fit again. I need to step it up or I'm losing my job.
Yeah.
In the past, they never had that competition for their spot.
Yeah. I actually haven't hated Quinton as much as I thought I was going to after his first game. After his first game, I was like, this is not going to work out.
Yeah, but he was only with the team for like a week.
Oh, a day.
A day.
Yeah,
it was literally a day.
He met them.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like we played against him.
And
Next day he's part of our team.
It's still so.
And then
weird,
he gets put in the next game, which is
wild.
But no, I've been surprised by his ability as well.
Plays on the outside too, not awful on the outside.
Yeah, you lose some of that, attacking bite going forward, but in a pinch it works.
It works. So we're officially halfway through the season.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy thing to think, right? So I would love to know where you thought we would be halfway through the season, at the beginning of the season, and your MVP on RSL for the first half of the season.
All right. So to be completely frank, I thought we'd be 7th, 8th.
Yep.
Kind of scrapping,
I thought
right?
the same thing.
I didn't think we'd be, leading the race for the wooden spoon or anything, but I didn't think we would be competing.
Yep.
Like we are. The clear, obvious answer for MVP is Chicho Arango, but I'm giving it to him McKinley.
God, so good, dude.
Yeah.
He's him and Ojeda. We're not the same team without those guys.
No, not even close. Not even close.
And honestly, Chicho's probably not scoring as many goals as he is without those guys supporting, the attack. And then with our defensive stoutness, we're not as stout without them either.
Yeah.
Because that was a big problem last year is they had the back four had no coverage in front of them, right? If Ojeda was out, we were just leaky. When Ruiz went out, we became extremely leaky, right? So,
dude, I can't wait to talk about Pablo Ruiz in a minute.
That's a whole different combo. And that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's been something we've talked about because we've asked on different shows, what does this team look like with Pablo Ruiz, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
yeah, you're up.
I felt like we were gonna have a good start to the season. Did I think we would be in first? I'm not gonna lie and say that I did. I'm shocked that we're in first. But I ultimately just kind of felt like Pablo was kind of finding his ground with the guys, and now he's been here for a couple years. There's more buy-in. There's bigger name players coming in, and so I felt like we were going to have a pretty good stretch, get into the playoffs pretty comfortably, and then, like I said on the other episode, that we would make it to a final. I think in the episode I did say Western Conference Final, and I feel like it is time we're due to win one. The only thing that makes me nervous is that when teams are this great and you get to a final, and we're not going to jinx anything, but I say things out loud, that's when you have to be the most cautious and the most careful, because when you have this run, a stretch like this, undefeated, 13 matches, and there's probably more to come, and you go into you go into MLS Cup final as the favorites to win, that's where the upsets usually come, I feel. And that's the biggest thing to look out for.
We just have to keep that underdog in our bellies,
Yeah, we have to stay humble. We have to stay grounded, and that's what I love about Chicho and this team and Pablo, the coach, just saying, hey, job's not done. It's that Kobe Bryant mentality, right? Job's not done.
Yeah.
We're kicking ass, but job's not done, and it's true.
Yep. Mitchie.
No, I thought the same as Josh. I thought we were going to be 8th or 9th for sure, and then kind of coast into the playoffs like we always do,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's a good season. But yeah, to be on top right now, it doesn't feel real.
Well,
It really doesn't feel real.
and it's not like in the past when we've been on top until the match day finishes, right?
Yep.
We've been on top for weeks now.
Yeah, it just
Dude,
LAFC's creeping up,
I'm not
but-
used to it. The two ties last week, if those had been wins, which they should have been,
Yeah.
we're talking about a completely different landscape.
But again, in a situation where we would have lost all 3 points, we still got points.
I'll take the draw all day.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's something that in years past has haunted us, is the games that we should have gotten points from, we didn't get points from. So that's a huge change for me as well.
Yeah, we always talk about the trap games and losing against clubs that we should lose, and we honestly expect it. And so to pull results against, especially teams like FC Dallas or
Seattle.
just clubs in general that we lose to. I mean, Seattle was a big shock, right? We come back, dude. If you want to talk about a freaking match, dude.
Boy.
When they scored that second one that got called back, I was one of the guilty people that turned off their TV, and I was like, I'm out. I'm going to bed. And that's a sad thing to say because we're media. We're the podcast, right?
Dude, it was the 96th minute.
But we,
Like-
but like, you know, if you want to talk about bad fans or whatever, like, I was a bad fan in that moment, but I also think I was reasonable. But that's where we're used to being bitten. That's where like the magic ends when you play clubs like Seattle and you see that second goal. And I'm telling you, dude, there's something magical because the second goal gets pulled back and then we come and pull another goal back to tie and get a point.
Just fight. All fight, dude.
It's
It
ridiculous.
was a scrappy goal too.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
he just hit it off of one player, gets back, and then just.
But dude, like to even have that awareness and just play through and on the deflection off the keeper and still get the goal, like that's a mentality, that's a skill that we haven't really seen at Real Salt Lake in the past few years.
No,
Totally.
how many games have we been to where we fall behind 1-0 and it looks like the whole team just gives up?
Yeah,
So many.
you could shut off the TV at like the 37th minute, like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know the result.
Or how many times have we been watching a game at the Riot specifically, and just like we've been doing lately, we push, but we can't find the breakthrough.
Yep.
And now it's like, well, we could score on a cross, we could score on a wicked rocket from 40
midfield.
yards from midfield.
Dude.
Like we have so much variation in this
Yeah,
team
we're-
now, whereas before it's like, oh, we just got to whip it in the box and hope something happens.
That was exactly our game plan. And what I wanted to talk about real quick is get your guys' opinions on Katranis.
Bro.
Dude, he's so good.
Dude,
I'm becoming Greek tomorrow.
Yeah.
to have someone that isn't like, you know, a main attacker taking shots and putting them on frame and being dangerous and having a few shots just go a little bit wide of the post and always like, dude, he had one that surprised Stuver. It surprised everybody.
He has 2 game winners.
I know,
Yeah.
but those are pieces that we didn't have before.
No.
But it's not just his attacking. He is a lockdown defender.
Yeah.
A
Like
bulldog.
seriously,
Yeah.
that left side does not get broken down.
Well, I mean, look
Period.
did you notice how Austin set up to kick off yesterday?
Yeah, it was
They
insane.
overloaded Brody
Yeah.
because they know they're not overloading Katranis.
Yeah, there's no way.
The beautiful part of that was watching RSL get out of that situation so quick.
So quick.
Like we got the ball, played it around in the back, went forward,
Right
and we
up.
almost scored.
Crazy.
That was cool.
Yeah, I think you can definitely tell when Katranis isn't on the field, our attack becomes a little anemic.
Yeah, one-dimensional.
Yeah, we're very versatile when it comes to attacking. It's so much fun.
It's so much fun to watch.
Like I'm gonna be repeating myself so much, but it is so fun to watch.
Yeah,
this
dude.
team,
It's
dude.
pure entertainment
It's
right now.
insane. It's insane.
You got the highs, the lows, and everything in between with this team.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember what Justin Glad said in the presser yesterday? Because he was asked the question, because he's been here a long time. Clearly now he's
Yeah.
a veteran. I don't think the question is which club he enjoyed with the most, or like what was the biggest difference. And yeah, do you guys remember his response?
Yeah, he basically just said straight up that this is the best team and the most fun team roster he's been on.
Yep.
And
Which
it
is
shows.
it's
It
so true.
shows.
It shows exclaimed to Allie last night how much better we could have been earlier if the former owner would have invested a little money.
How many
Yeah.
years
A little
were
money.
we begging for him
Dude.
to just buy a striker?
It's as ridiculous as the lights and the speakers in the stadium are so much better because the owner actually cares.
The signage,
The signage is
murals.
better. Like, it shows everywhere, the club, the team, the stadium, just more fun. What I hope for is that the crowd starts turning into the 2010, 2011
It's already
crowd.
started.
It's getting
It
there.
started,
It's already
like
started.
last night. I
It
was
started
like,
against Colorado.
ooh, I was like, okay, this is good. It's still not there. It's not 20,000 people making that place unbearable to play in.
We're getting there.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we lost at. The thing that I think we lost out the most on during the Deloy era
Was our soul and our
was
identity.
literally losing the soul
Yeah.
of the team. And
Sucked it dry.
it's seriously, it was fun last night sitting in front of some people who had never been to a game before, younger kids, you know.
What a treat, dude.
Yeah. But
Man.
it was cool to hear them learning about the team. Like, one person was kind of teaching them about the team, talking about the stadium, telling them about the history. And that needs to happen more to get us back to a place where there's like youth and exuberance and energy, because we're not it anymore, right? Like, we're not the guys standing in 35 trying to get the whole stadium to chant, but this new generation of kids that are coming in are going to be in for a really fun time. It's like us, right? Like, you know, when we really started getting into the team in like 2009, 2010, like, not just being fans, but being obsessed, it was just this roller coaster that only went up.
Yep.
And it made you want to be there all of the time.
Well, another difference you see, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I'm starting to see RSL gear everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's a huge change too.
Yep.
And that comes with the culture, that comes with the talent on the team. Without all those pieces, it's really hard to have the fan base invested like you need them to be. We're on the right path.
Yeah, it's also the Ryan Smith. I mean, the influence at the Jazz and seeing the signage up there. I think all it takes is just getting to a final. I don't think it doesn't require us to win a final, but just to bring that awareness, because like we know that it's out there, dude. You go to a Delta Center game. Oh, it's the Delta Center game. It's Delta Center again. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I messed up. You go to the Delta Center and it's every home game is just crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Right? So if we get to that, and especially with like the growth that we have here and everything just getting bigger, all it would take is a final to get people
Well, with-
excited about
Yep.
RSL.
With the Austin game, it was right at the start where the fans already started cheering and
Yep.
like everybody got super loud right off the bat. And that never used to happen.
Do you
It
know
always
what
was
the
like the
trick
first
there
15
was?
minutes, 20
The
minutes.
water delay.
The game started 30 minutes late.
Yeah,
So
that's-
everybody was in the stadium.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think one of the things we do have to remember is like we've never had a hard time getting butts in the seats.
Yeah.
Right. But now the butts in the seats are becoming more
Vocal.
vocal, enthusiastic, right? And that's what we want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next question. Oh, I agree with everything you guys said. Controversial. Summer transfer window's coming up. Where do we need to get better? And who could you see either getting bought, which would be a good thing, or traded?
So definitely our right back.
We need a right back? Or you're thinking,
I think we could get one that's our level.
yeah.
I don't think. I hate saying it. I really don't like talking bad about players.
Yeah.
Really, but I think Brody's just not cutting it. Even though he had a great game yesterday, he definitely slowed down a lot, and there's some bad decisions he makes sometimes. But I really think getting a right back on the level of Catranis would be amazing.
Unreal.
That would be amazing. And then a player I could see go. Yeah, It's probably Gomez.
Yeah.
We know there might be some eyes on him already, but yeah, it's scary. I don't want him to go.
You would never have caught me saying last year we cannot lose Gomez. This year, cannot lose Gomez.
No, we cannot.
But if someone's offering us a big rip of money, we've said this before, when players in the past haven't been sold, you have to take it if the offer is right. You have to take it.
Have to take it.
Yeah, but do we take it summer transfer or do we wait after the season?
So the hope is you say, we'll make an agreement with you. You can't have him until our season's over.
Because he has such a big role in our team now that
Right.
if we do lose him, it's going to be a big gap to fill.
It will be a big gap, but you have Fidel Barajas who's ready to roll. You can take that money, flip it into another young player, right? It's not like Gomez isn't Messi. You know what I mean?
Not yet.
Not yet. He
Could you imagine?
he is on a tear, but I think he is replaceable if the team has the desire to do so.
Yeah, I can see that.
But we're stuck in the Deloy days where we're scared if we sell someone, nothing's coming in, and
Yeah, so you're saying we sell him for like 5, theoretically
10.
10.
And
That gives us a ton of money to go buy another young 20-year-old
or a proven
striker. Yeah.
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 Or two players,
That's
right? So it all depends on, like I said, we're stuck in the Deloy mode of process where
Yeah.
that money would have gone straight to Deloy's pocket.
Yes.
And it would have made the books look good, right? But I don't think this is Ryan Smith. I don't think this is Blitzer. I think they would take that money and flip it into 2 new players.
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope to see that kind of stuff happening at the club.
Yeah, but the only way we'll know how aggressive this front office will be is if we sell someone, flip them, make a profit, and then see what happens. Right? We'll never know if it doesn't happen.
Did you say your thing? Yes. Andy.
I don't want anyone to go right now. I think if there is a purchase for Gomez, stick it out to the end of the season. It's just like the saying goes, don't try and fix what's broken or don't rock the boat. I think we got to keep him. I mean, there's just too much momentum. Going 13 undefeated is a big deal. It's not nothing to. I know the club sentiment is like job's not done or hey we haven't done anything, but for Real Salt Lake, I'm sorry, like you've done something pretty monumental already. Yeah. So I'd like to see him stay here with a potential departure purchase ticket for after.
Yeah, and that happens, right? A lot of MLS teams will sell players and then have them loaned back until the end of the year. 100% okay with that. But devil's advocate here, Gomez is on a tear, sure. What if Gomez starts playing horribly, right? And then we're like, oh, we should have sold him when the iron was hot.
We're not doing that.
I'm just saying.
Jinxing it.
I'm just saying. You have to have that thought process.
Dude, but again, to your point, I think RSL last year, would not have sold a player, period, first off. So the mentality is like, well, we just need to hang on to these players for as long as we possibly can to get the most out of them. And we need to change that mentality to that, what you just said. Yep. When a player is hot, when their value is the highest, sell them. That's how this game works.
Exactly. That's what every team in the world does. And also, if Gomez is like, Newcastle wants me, why didn't you guys let me go? He becomes unsettled, doesn't resign, leaves on a free. And then we're all mad. Yeah. Right? So let's see what they got.
Agreed.
Okay. Yeah, it's a tricky business, soccer, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's so crazy. Gavin Beavers. Bye-bye.
I think he'll be
sell him.
Yeah, if there's an offer.
He's so good. He's so young. His value is the highest it will be right now for us.
Yep.
For us. If he stays here another year or two, he sells for millions of dollars less.
Absolutely.
I think he's phenomenal, and I would hate to lose him. I think our deepest position in this club is goalie. We are deep to the academy.
Yep.
In goal.
Yeah.
Period. So, like, why not take advantage of, again, a really good opportunity to get some money in the bank and go and buy a DP center back, a DP right back, a DP something, right? I don't think I would take the money for Gomez, and this is where I want to talk about Pablo Ruiz because I think we've moved past Pablo Ruiz.
So too.
I
hate
don't
saying it. I hate saying it.
I do not think we are the same team this year.
Nope.
With Pablo on the field. Fight me.
No.
I won't fight you because Emeka Nelly is taking his spot.
Dude, he's unreal.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
The only way Ruiz finds his way back on the field without me being absolutely pissed off and salty right now is if he plays the 10 underneath Chicho.
I wouldn't hate that at all. I loved that last year.
Yeah.
He played there a couple of times last year. It was awesome.
Right. But other than that, you can't break up Ojeda and Nelly.
They're so good together.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
And Ruiz doesn't bring that bite, that box-to-box. Having two guys, we have two Beckermans right now.
Yes. Who pass better?
Yes. Shoot better.
Who shoot better? Who
Again,
pass
no
better?
shade to Beckerman, but
Get in
No.
space a lot better.
But Beckerman was asked to do something entirely different, right?
Absolutely.
He was a single pivot. He was covering a ton of space left to right.
absolutely.
Those two together, to your point earlier, Josh, the way they're covering in front of the center backs,
Yep.
both vertically and laterally, is spectacular. The thing that blows my mind is sometimes Emeka will pop up and he's like perfectly positioned on the corner of the 18. I'm like, where did you come from?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get there? You
They
know,
work. They work.
they work so hard, dude,
Yep.
and they don't quit. Emeka had played every minute this season until last night when he got subbed out. Right,
Mhm.
unreal, just
And he's
absurd.
a draft pick.
A late draft pick,
It's unbelievable.
dude. He's
It might be our best draft pick signing ever.
yeah.
From college.
Tony Beltran was the previous best draft pick ever. 3rd round, way late. Emeka is in 2 years. This is so weird to say. I think his showing this year alone puts him up there as the best draft pick.
His upside too is leaps and bounds more than Beltran's.
Way
upside
more.
was.
Way more.
Gonna be exciting to see his pay raise.
Yeah, $67,000 a year right now.
That guy, he's gonna. What do you think he would jump up to at least like 400?
Probably 2 something.
Yeah, it depends on if there's. Well, so if RSL wants to keep him, they should sign him to a new contract
ASAP.
now
Yeah.
But
for 2 something, 3 something.
I would not be shocked if there are eyeballs on Emeka.
But that's the thing, right? The other side of that is if there is interest in Emeka and Ellie,
They'll come in higher. than
they'll
what we
come
would
in.
offer.
Yeah, they'll come in at 500,000, 600,000.
I could see him getting 5-6.
Yeah, and if it's Europe, even more.
Which
Yeah.
is so crazy, dude.
Yeah,
He-
crazy.
Emeka, how old is Emeka?
He's 24.
Oh man.
He could potentially be a squad. Like I could see him starting to get some call ups to the national team.
I hope so.
Dude, he would do a job
That
in
no
in
one
the,
on that team does.
But I'm saying in the championship.
oh yeah,
He would do a job in the championship making $1 million a year.
absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
very confident in that.
It has so much upside.
He's skilled enough on the ball. His touches are clean enough. He's gritty enough.
He's strong.
Strong.
He's just smart.
He's so smart,
Yeah.
dude.
So smart.
He's one that I hope. This is me being absolutely selfish. I hope he's like a Glad and like a lifer here. I absolutely love him.
I would love that, and
But
at
I
the
also
same
wanna see
time,
him moving
the
in-
same
yeah.
the same way I am with Justin. I'm like, dude, you've missed your window.
It would've
And
been-
he's making a lot of money playing soccer in the U.S., so he's fine. But 5 years ago, Justin really could have had a shot in Europe.
Oh yeah,
Now it's gone.
Bromby or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the dude that went to Europe from the Whitecaps? Was it Whitecaps or who am I thinking of?
Davis.
You mean
Yeah,
you
Alphonso
mean
Davies.
maybe one of the best wingbacks in the world?
That guy?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
But if you put him in that
Dude,
situation,
But
could
he got
become that.
pulled out
yeah,
to go to Bayern at 19,
Yeah,
and no one saw that coming.
that's what I'm saying about Anelli.
Like, yeah,
but that I think Anelli has missed that age window a little bit.
Sure.
But that's where you could talk about Gomez
yeah. Gomez is that guy.
because he's what? He's 19 right now.
I think he just turned 20.
Okay, basically the same.
Yeah, and honestly, you know what's really interesting? Fidel reminds me so much of Gomez last year.
Yeah.
If he comes on the same way that Gomez has
Lordy.
this year, next year.
And how Luna's come on.
Well, what, dude, Luna.
We haven't even
Can
talked
we?
about Luna.
Can
Eyeballs
we
can be
just?
on him too.
Man, I would love him to score a couple more goals, but last night,
Man on a mission.
boy,
Bulldog.
just unreal. There was one ball where the goalie for Austin, whatever his name is, rolls it out to their right back, and Luna ran 50 yards to apply pressure
Yep, I saw that.
as fast as he could. Like, he reminded me, why can't I think of his name right now? Who's the Mexican
Chicago
national
Fire?
team
Cuauhtémoc
player?
Blanco?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dude,
got
he
you.
reminds me of Blanco so much and a little Olave.
Yeah.
Because it's seriously like his head recedes into his shoulders when he runs, and he just like, little motions, but he's so fast. I was like, oh, dude, that kid wants it.
And his work rate is insane.
It's insane.
It's insane. He goes 100% 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And that low center of gravity, holding off 3-4 players at a time.
Last night, too,
Bro.
he got a foul call on him like near the center circle last night, and I was like, that guy's 2 feet taller than Luna, and he thinks Luna elbowed him in the face.
Yeah, I remember that
was
one.
like, what are you doing, dude? You just ran into a brick wall. Okay, back to the Pablo thing.
Ruiz.
Here's my thought. I don't think he pushes either player currently playing those positions out. But the downside is you have to play him to sell him.
Yeah.
Right, but you got to play him where Crooks plays.
Yeah.
You got to, because if you break up that duo, you even see it when Palacio comes on, right? Palacio still manages to keep it going.
Yeah.
You
not
can't
the
break up that duo and go for a championship. I don't care. I mean, luckily, I don't foresee a return this season, right? So maybe next year, Anelli gets traded or moved on, right? Or Ojeda leaves. But I think the way RSL's tactically adjusted, I think even in preseason, the coaching staff's looking at it like, oh, we might have a problem.
Yeah.
Right? So these are good problems to have.
Great problems.
But when he went out last season and this team completely melted down, this isn't the same team.
It's not the same team, dude.
So now do we have the opposite problem where he comes back and we melt down? Whoa.
Oof.
I would think so. I would think so.
The chemistry, right? Same thing you were talking about selling guys.
Yeah. Pablo was also saying too, like players with like Diego Luna who are so hell bent on contributing and getting a goal. He's trying to find ways or just reassure them that they're doing their job out there and they're contributing. So, what do you guys think? If you're someone like Diego Luna who's not putting it into the back of the net as consistent as maybe he would like to, they got to still feel like they're an integral player or piece of this team, right?
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, you're still getting the points. You're still contributing. You know these guys aren't scoring without you. It does suck for him because I think we would all love to see him on the score sheet so much more. But to be it, sorry, callback here. It reminds me a lot of Ned Grabavoy.
Yep.
An extremely important piece that does the dirty work to free up everyone else, right? And with him performing, with Chicho performing, with Julio performing, who would have thought that, right?
Yeah.
Julio performing not on fast break direct balls, right?
He was so
Gomez
good. He was so
performing.
good last night.
Barajas performing. You cannot game plan for RSL right now.
Nope.
And Diego Luna is a massive part of that.
The irony of Julio's goal being offside first
And then not being.
because he's offside master.
Yeah, all the time. I don't know. It's hard to imagine anything changing. Yeah, I can't imagine like a big change happening.
If anything, I see one or two players moving and then better depth pieces coming in, right? Like there's whispers of like a DP center back.
Yeah.
But do you really bring in a DP center back and stop playing Glad and Vera?
Yeah, but I meant,
know what I mean?
I meant with Luna, right? Like Luna, I just don't see him. I was trying to think of against Seattle, as he got pulled off early, and then after the final whistle, there's a video of Pablo going over to him and Luna's like mad dogging, like, oh, I'm so upset. And Pablo goes over and puts his arm around him and says something to him and immediately gets a smile on his face. So, like, I want a player who is frustrated when they're not scoring as long as they keep playing hard. I want a player who doesn't want to come off the field, and I want a head coach who knows how to manage that player, right? That's what I want, period. I would love 1 through 11, 1 through 18 to be absolutely pissed if they get pulled out of the game. Can Luna score more goals, and should he score more goals? Yes. Do I think that's going to change? No. And the reason why is that Chicho and Ando and Gomez are playing out of their minds right now. Mm-hmm. Out of their minds. In my opinion, he'll probably get 2-3 more this year.
I bet she gets 5.
Yeah, he'll probably
assists.
have 5 or 6 more assists this year.
Yeah.
And that should be a phenomenal year for him. And that's all you need from a guy like Luna.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want him to continuously want to score more goals? Absolutely. I don't think it's going to change, just the way we're set up.
Well, and I think a lot of that is also Diego Luna because he's not being selfish.
Yes.
He's not taking the wrong touch, taking the wrong shot, right? And that's a good thing.
Dude, how much of this is sophomore slump? We used to talk about this all of the time.
I don't think he's slumping.
But I'm not saying slump.
So
What I mean by that is we talked about this a lot. Players in their second year,
unless you're a Meccanelli.
Teams know who you are, but I'm saying in the attack.
Sure.
Teams know who you are, and I'd love to go back and look at this. Is he getting double and triple teamed when he gets on the ball?
He was early this season before Gomez turned it on.
Yeah.
Right? And that's kind of where I talk about you can't game plan this team. You could game plan this team. They were eliminating Luna from the games early on the season, but now as space, well, this kind of goes into him scoring more goals, right? As more people are then paying attention to Gomez, that's going to free up Luna.
Yeah, or Gomez or Ando. If we're dangerous on both sides.
All four attacking four are dangerous. You can't not mark one of them. If you could double team every single one of them, you would.
Yeah.
And when Crooks finally comes on, I don't think Crooks has had a bad year, right?
No.
I think he's kind of in the same situation as Luna. If he starts bagging goals, I'm telling you, this team will be incredible.
Yeah. Is losing Damir Kreilach maybe the best thing that happened to RSL in the offseason?
It would be very unfortunate for Damir Kreilach to still be on this roster.
It would be
For
awful
him.
for all of us, dude.
He would
like
not see the field.
He wouldn't see the field. We would be paying $650,000 a year, maybe a little bit more, because that's I think what he was about offered, under $1 million, I think.
Yeah.
For a guy, and he scored last night. Like, he's doing well for Vancouver, but I don't think he touches the field for this RSL team.
No. Okay.
And if he does, I'm pissed. I would be upset at Pablo if Damir was playing over Diego or over Ando or Gomez. I would be upset.
I think earlier this season I would have been fine with him playing instead of Anderson, but the way they've set Chicho deep and let Anderson play in front,
it's wild.
It works.
Okay, real quick, let's close up with expectations. Not even like guesses of where RSL is going to be, but like what do you expect out of this team in the next 18 games?
Another 18-game winning streak.
That would be amazing.
It'd be incredible if we could go out. I mean, obviously we're gonna hit a stumble, right?
Sure.
We're gonna have a loss here and there, but if we could go 15 wins out of the last 18 and get our asses to MLS Cup, finish in first place, home field advantage, are you kidding me?
Dude,
are you
man.
kidding me?
Dude.
Me and Josh once on the way back from the Park Cafe talked about it, and we both looked at our arms and we had goosebumps.
We would
about
have
it.
to all go to the salt flats and just walk off into the distance in the sunset, dude.
Just leave our microphones.
Yeah,
I'll
put them down.
We'll retire.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I would take home field advantage. Like my expectation is continue to work this hard, and I think if that happens, all of that's possible, right? The fear I have is that coming out of the summer, we'll take our foot off the gas. It's my biggest fear,
Yeah.
right? Like a 2-week break right now might be the worst thing for us,
Well,
except what Pablo said
Yes, I
last
was
night.
about to say. Yeah.
Like if
It's just gonna
in
be
the
4
old
days.
days, who was the guy that liked to go to Vegas and drink coffee?
Ortunio.
Yeah, in the old days, Ortunio would already be on a flight, sitting outside the Paris cafe, drinking espresso, and the team would just disappear for 2 weeks and come back flat,
Yeah.
come back worse than they were before the break.
I don't see that happening with this
I don't
group.
see that happening here, even though Justin was like, oh, and somebody's like, enjoy your break. And he's like, oh,
I
I'm
will.
gonna. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you should, and then get back to work.
I don't think that's going to happen under like Chicho captaining. I think he's got so much buy-in across the board, especially with like the majority of our roster being, Latino, and they all speak the same language. They all have the same values. I think a lot of them respect Chicho, and so
Yeah.
I think that that's what's going to be this time just the difference in making sure that we don't see a flat team like you were saying.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if Chicho kind of keeps them on a regiment.
Yeah, expectations for the rest of the year.
Expectations. So I feel like this is typically like we have our bad starts and then we kind of heat up.
Mm-hmm.
So if we kind of follow the data, and what we're looking at is an anomaly for Real Salt Lake. It really is 13-game winning streak in the beginning. So history data would tell us that we're going to maintain a really good streak towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's unbeaten, I don't think that it's going to be straight up unbeaten. It'll be, peaks and like little dips, but nothing that's going to take us out of like the top 3. And I do see us like winning a Western Conference final and going to a cup.
Woo!
And then you know what? Okay.
And I say going to a cup because I don't want to. I don't know what the result is.
Right. Well, I'm going to lead into that. I get the crappy, eerie feeling of the Stockton Malo days, always having to
Go to
Jordan.
the finals and then
Right.
Yeah.
The year we get to the final is the year Messi would also be in the final, right?
100%.
Yeah.
That would just be our
that
luck.
could be the final this year.
Yeah, that's what I fully expect is if we were to make it, because right now I don't think there are any other teams that'll boot us off. I mean, LAFC was sitting at second, but
They've heated up a bit.
And they also have
Gignac coming.
not
Gerard.
Gignac.
Or not.
Gerard.
Giroud.
Dude, I would absolutely crap my pants.
If you
If-
do a Western
if-
Conference final,
No, if Gignac came from Tigres.
He's like 87
dude,
years
he
old.
scores goals in buckets.
Maybe he could come be Chicho's backup for a minute.
Oh my gosh.
but
I
here's the
love
thing.
that.
I think going back to going to a cup final, I think that if it is a WCF, it's going to be versus an LAFC, and there's a good chance that we'll see Giroud.
Yeah, 100%.
And that would be scary, and that could be the upset.
I don't know how they're going to make Giroud work in that team.
They're not making Lloris work, so
I really don't know how they make him work in that
I'm
team.
actually quite annoyed with LAFC because they just rent their superstars.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
1-2 seasons and then they're gone.
Yep. It's LA Galaxy 10 years ago.
Yeah. So anyway,
I even if we don't win a final, let's just get there.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to get there, and I'd love to just be proven wrong. And man, I would love to just see what it would do for Salt Lake City 2024.
It's sick.
If we get home field advantage, enter Miami on our home field, and beat Lionel Messi in MLS Cup final,
You're running on the field. We're running on.
I will
everyone's
get
running on the
myself
field.
banned.
Imagine,
I don't care.
Imagine him trying to play here at altitude in the winter,
And Emeka and Ellie just bodying him,
just
bro.
getting wrecked left and right. That is his worst nightmare. I'm not joking, dude.
It is.
At elevation, in the cold.
Cold, because it's going to be December.
December, early December, cold as hell, getting bodied by Emeka and Ellie.
But knowing MLS, it might go to a sunny state.
I think I honestly think
should be neutral site.
They should have a neutral site every year. It should always be somewhere where it's warm because 2013 in Kansas City was the
Horrendous.
worst. Mitchie,
Yeah, no expectations here, man.
love it.
You're just loving life.
I'm just going game by game.
That's kind of how I feel I'm projecting, right?
Yeah.
That I want to be doing, but I'm not.
I just
I'm
want
getting
like
way too
I'm
excited.
like I've been taking it game by game this season, and it's going great. So I don't want to. Yeah.
Cool.
We'll see. Of course, I'm hoping final.
Yeah.
That'll be great. I had a feeling today in the shower. I'm like, I think.
I don't want to hear about a feeling you had in the shower
Yeah,
today.
that's weird.
I think, dude, that's where I do my thinking, man.
Okay.
But no, I really hope we can take it so far this season and just take it all. But
Well, you know the club is doing something right when all of the other media outlets start going to
Finally.
the pressers finally
Yeah.
and acting like they care. Because
weird.
I can attest that a lot of people don't care. They just don't care about Real Salt Lake.
Yeah, and I think the only one that does, I'm going to give flowers to our employers, KSL, because there's KSL guys there all over the place.
Yeah.
Dude, Nate Dowdle flew us to Miami.
What's this us business?
Alex and I.
You and Alex.
Alex
I didn't
Napolis.
get an invite.
I know. Well, the budget was limited.
I'm also not a KSL employee, so it's
yeah,
fine.
but still, no, man. Honestly, it's just, let's give flowers to KSL, man. They really do care.
Can we
They
can we
use
talk
the-
some crap on the other news media that was there last night? Because
no, you can't. No,
they really grinded my gears.
No,
Except Andrea Urban. She's cool.
Andrea Urban is dope.
Was she there?
Yeah.
13, Fox 13 was there?
She's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
there a lot this year.
Nice.
Yeah,
And she's always there.
She covers RSL. She's dope. She's a friend of the podcast, friend of KSL, ironically too. We used to shoot stuff together. It was fun, and she wants to come on this podcast. She's told me.
Oh, we should get her on.
Yeah, we'll get her on. Shout out real quick, Alex Napolis, as always, doing a hell of a job.
The boy.
He's crushing it. Another shout out that we need to give is Isaac Munoz.
Dude, that video.
He's getting way better at video.
Yep.
And got all 5 goals. Amazing shooting.
Proud brother moment for Andy.
Yeah, so we're really trying to sink in and have more representation from everybody at the match. I mean, dude, when I'm not at the stadium, I'm clipping goals at home every single match. And if you guys notice, it's something that I pride myself on. I've got my hand up. We get our clips on KSL Sports, actually on the RSL Show. We get them out faster than the club, and we get them out faster than Major League Soccer. I'm just going to flex that real quick.
Andy loves a flex.
He loves a good flex.
Love a flex, but it's always good to hang out with you, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's good. We should make pizza and drink Brazilian liqueurs and
have brunch.
have brunch more often.
Yeah,
This is
shout out E-Rock, bro.
a full
Oh,
day
yeah,
today,
shout
boys.
out to E-Rock.
Yeah, shout out E-Rock.
E-Rock, man. The official DJ of the RSL Show. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He made us an intro, kind of, technically, years ago,
Oh.
that we would use. Do you remember? No, you don't remember because you never listened. Okay.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I don't remember this either.
I don't remember this at all.
Actually, that's a lie. I do.
Yep.
I do remember it.
Yeah.
Was this after I quit?
Maybe?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
It had to have been because we were using the bear one.
The
yeah.
Eagle.
He had a
I
beat
love
and we used it and all that stuff. Anyways.
Okay.
Cool, guys. That's it?
Yeah, 2-week break.
Oh,
22nd home game.
it's great.
Game on the 18th.
Montreal. I believe.
Montreal.
Again, should be a W, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Knock on wood.
Dude, does Aaron Herrera still play for them?
DC
DC.
United.
DC United.
He has a great mullet going.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Oh, he looks cool. Yeah.
Just thinking-
Shout out Aaron
I was
Herrera.
thinking about him today. We should do an around the world next time. Next time we do this podcast, we should do a Where Are They Now?
Oh, we
segment.
did that a little bit last night
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that.
with
yeah.
Johan Koppelhoff.
Oh my gosh,
He's in
Koppelhoff.
Lebanon. Poor guy.
Lebanon.
Wow. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Lebanon?
Yeah.
Safa SC. Was that
So,
it?
yeah, I don't know.
I
don't
wanna-
remember
I
the
must have
name,
missed
but-
that part of the podcast.
I want to
No,
put
talked
like
about
a
last night.
I want to
Oh.
put like a little tenor down, dude. I want to say that maybe 60% of the names that we go over are in real estate.
Dude,
Nat
the,
Borchers.
no. Software sales, first off, because a dozen of them have reached out to me on LinkedIn.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I'm not joking you, dude. It was really funny. The first time it happened, and I was like, "We've never met." And he was like, I used to listen to the podcast all the time."
Poor
Okay.
guy. Poor
Yeah.
guy.
That's dope.
Anyways, yeah.
Do you know who's had the best career success, like post RSL?
Real Salt Lake with RC Willie sponsorship.
Johnny, what's his face?
Steele? No,
Johnny
Natum
Steele.
Uoha, man.
What
Yeah,
did I
Nate.
just?
Oh,
What did
yeah.
I just say? Did I say Real Salt Lake with RC Willie?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
You
meant
met Nick
I
Ramondo?
meant Nick Ramondo. Dude, I met Nick Ramondo and I just called him Real Salt
I know. I was
Lake.
like, okay.
He is
We know
Mr.
how
Real
you
Salt
feel.
Lake.
he is.
We
Mr.
know how you
Real
feel.
Salt Lake.
Dunny.
Yeah.
Dunny, but Natum, dude, blowing up on the
Yeah.
BBC.
Yeah.
ESPN.
You could tell he was so mad. after the FA Cup.
Oh yeah.
He did not want to be on TV
Mm-mm. He
in the
looked-
post game
he
of the
did
FA
not look
Cup.
happy at all.
But yeah, I think our 2 center backs have had the most success. It's kind of crazy.
That's
what
crazy.
about
Deloy.
ladies man Wingard?
He's like an agent now.
He works for
Rock Nation.
dude.
He
Cool.
worked for Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
What?
Being
He's
an
not
agent.
an agent anymore?
No, he's
Yeah,
an agent,
he's an
but for
the
Rock
Jay-
Nation.
Yeah.
He's got some big
Wild.
clients too, dude.
Wild. All
Yeah.
right, so that's 3.
I know his
Yeah.
hair's long. He's looking very dapper.
I saw him walking around the stadium last year, and I didn't recognize him.
He
for a bit.
represents a grip of RSL players.
Good.
Good for him.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyways, that's all. Thanks for listening. Make sure you go eat breakfast at the Park Cafe.
Yep.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Yep. Or don't.
No,
we don't
do.
care.
Yeah. Best
Do.
RSL podcast, top rated, top reviewed.
Oh really?
Do you know what? We need to
Crazy.
stop saying that. Like, that's what desperate podcasts say. We're not desperate.
But it's true.
Yeah, it might be true. We're not desperate.
But I literally said, don't. You don't have to subscribe. Like, we don't care.
I'm the desperate one.
Yeah. how
like
can-
and subscribe.
Yeah. And I said, or don't. All
Okay, thanks for listening.
Park
Please put
Cafe for breakfast.
Please put a like on our video.
No.
No.